Erev Tov.
Oh, Erev Tov to you too. Thank you.
Sander, thank you so much for joining us.
My pleasure.
It means a great deal to have you on our Bima, sharing your gifts and your soul through music and through guitar.
Thank you. It's an honor to be here. It's always felt that way.
This is the first in a series of evenings of music in Elul, and it's nights like this that we hope outside of Shabbos that people will take a minute to relax, breathe, think about the year, think about the deep questions that we have in Elul as we prepare for 5781.
Mhm.
And what better conduit than music?
Yes. You have two choices for good conduits, music or silence. I'll take
I
music.
know you'll be providing a few moments of each.
I'll try to leave the spaces. They're important, as you know. So
Indeed.
anyhow,
So what do you have in store for us tonight?
well, the theme is "The King is in the Field," and this evening is dedicated to the life and memory of Lana. And she was truly captured by that idea that the king was in the field. And so that's how I came about doing it this way. So I've chosen 5 songs, and I think we can get to them. First one is called My Faith, My Life by a jazz bassist named Dave Friesen. Second one is Return Again, a familiar song by a jazz singer named Shlomo Carlebach. Song for a Friend that I wrote in 1975. And In My Life, Lennon McCartney, and then Dodie Lee, the sheer version. So that's the one we'll be playing. So, and that's what I want to share with you musically. If we have time, I'll share with you some words. And I'll happy to respond to any questions you have. And if there's questions from out, can you do that? Can they ask you questions?
I will field questions from the Facebook chat for sure.
Okay, very good.
All right, Sander Nassan, take it away.
Thank you. My Faith, My Life by David Friesen.
Yasher Koach.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, yes. Now let the calluses come back. Start to
Where
hang.
did they go?
You know, here's a hint, everybody. The older you get, the less fat pad you have under your calluses.
Is that right?
There you go. Everyone is
Well,
banging the phone. So,
tell us more about The King is in the Field.
ah, well, there's a. It might come from the source could be Song of Songs, in verse chapter 7, where the beloved, got the capital B, will meet us in the field. And in the month of Elul, we add a psalm every day, 27, right? Where David is beseeching God to not hide his face and to and allow David to be as close as possible to him by dwelling in the house of the Lord so that he feels sheltered and protected. We also add the sound of the shofar every morning. So the shofar is a reminder that the king is in the field, one way to do it. It's also a reminder of our opportunity to come close to the king and God, and the reminder to come closer to our community because we have some repairs to make amongst each other, knowingly or unknowingly. So with the king in the field, now's the time to start thinking about all the things that you recommended people think about. And it's the opportunity to do that. So that doesn't happen all on one day. So that you're prepared to walk in the shul on Rosh Hashanah, understanding that you've come closer to the king. You'll be familiar. You've come closer and open to your community. This year, everything is spiritual, not just the God part, but the community part. But the community is so important. And so, and you understand that there's going to be um, a form of coronation for the king and the queen. I mean, what's a king without a queen? There's a question for you. We don't have to answer tonight, but I can. Anyhow, there is all this going on, and we're prepared for it. And I can play some more music and then talk some more about it. We can address it some more.
Yes, please. Yes,
Okay.
please.
That's okay with you. So I wrote this song for a friend, and that's what it's called, A Song for a Friend. It goes back to 1975. Because I had friends back in 1975.
Asher Koach, what a beautiful tribute to your friend.
Thank you. Thank you. So it's for
So,
everyone. You can,
so the king is in the field, and community is the most important thing. But what do we do when the people can't get to the field, or how this year in 2020 do you feel uniquely drawn to be able to enter the field when we can't be together and we can't be in the same building together on these holy days, and in our community we struggle to keep them together, albeit virtually. How does this unique year call to you? um,
I think it's more important than ever to realize how close God is. You know, I think that's a straight ahead answer on that. And one of the things that we can do is we can walk into a field. We can't walk into a shul. So, you know, so we can walk metaphorically into that field, or we can take that walk, and just let the other senses be stimulated by creation, sight and sound and smell. And then let your heart open up. You know, that's how I would recommend it. Because because the um, I wanted to talk a little bit about the shofar experience, because that can be played outside. You know, so
yeah, we have the best way we can think of safely gathering is we have a shofar experience happening several times throughout the 10 days. Uh, Drive through, and
oh,
with Balei Tekiah, shofar, folks who sound shofar around the property, and people will drive. We have an FM transmitter that we're going to use, and
that's
that's the
just
best thing we can do so that the rabbis and I can be present with the people to hear shofar, to sing a little bit, and to do it safely.
yes, yes. I need to know when. I want to sign up.
You got it, my friend.
But it's the shofar is what the Torah name of Rosh Hashanah is. Rosh Hashanah is rabbinical and probably based off of Ezekiel, where he mentions it in chapter 40. But um, the remembrance of the sound, the blast, the cry of the shofar from Leviticus 23. Um, so we're to remember that. Well, what the question it raises is, what shofar blast are we to remember? Yours, we'll never forget yours, driving in a circle. But that's this generation, right? So I think it comes down to, Sinai experience was a magnificent one, and we all stood at Sinai, right? Um, so as we approach Sinai, we find out that we're a kingdom of priests and a holy nation. Well, for a kingdom, we've got a king and a queen. So get that. But at Sinai, every descendant of Israel, every descendant, 2 million of them that were standing, heard the blast of a non-physical shofar. It was the wordless sound of God, a sound that had and still has no echo. There's nothing to stop that sound. It goes on for eternity. And we can hear it. We hear it today. And we're going to hear it tomorrow. And after the shofar, after he's got the universe's attention, or she's got the universe's attention, God speaks words. We receive the 10 Commandments, or we're given the 10 Commandments. Then we have to receive. But we also, before that, why he would speak to us, is we declared, we will do, and then we will hear, we will understand. You know, so the Sinai experience is a little off topic, just for like, give me 30 seconds. It's the Sinai experience of us standing there and hearing God's voice and the hundreds of thousands of people. It's a cocoon for Adam and Eve, who were embarrassed and afraid to hear God's voice. You know, where are you? I mean, what a question. And so that's a cocoon, and all of us standing there. It's a beautiful parallel. Sorry I transgressed. And then there's three seminal sections that were added, you know, to the Rosh Hashanah service. The recognition of the king, Malchiyot, the remembrance, Zikaronot, and the sound of the shofar note. So as we welcome 5781, we take a deep breath to sound the shofar and communicate in the same raw and heart-rendering, speechless sound that God originally used to call to us. Our shofar calls back to them. So, as you offered a few minutes ago, slow down, breathe, listen. It's time to welcome the closeness of God, to appreciate the relationships of our community, and ultimately to sense the deep comfort that all that brings and that leads us to the season of our joy. On that note, I'd like to play Lennon McCartney's In My Life.
So, a follow-up question, my friend.
Yes.
The blast of the shofar,
Mhm.
and you know this well, the kol dmama, the still small voice, balancing contrast, fortissimo, pianissimo.
Triple
Um,
pianissimo.
sorry,
Three pianos. So
pianissimo.
quite right.
Um, yeah. I often marvel at the way you can bring such really profound volume, loud sounds to the instrument, and yet at the same time, moments later, it can be something that you have to strain to hear.
Yeah.
You mentioned the blast of the shofar, uh, the Kol Mama Daka. What is uh, what is it this year that you are straining to hear?
Mm. You know, that goes for nigunim also. It can be so quiet that you're the only one that can hear it. And I guess I play it, but I know that it's also internal. It's kind of nigun. And I, I'm actually looking for that. That's the first time I told anybody. So um, that's quiet voice, you know. But you know, you don't make a big voice going out to meet the king in the field. It doesn't take a big voice to meet the sovereign of the universe. So, you know, in fact, I bet if you yelled, you might not get an audience. So, um, but that silence is really important. We talked about music. The silence is important. Yeah. So, that's all I have to say about that. I'm glad that you asked that question. Now, I'm going to read a poem by James Stone Goodman of the United States of America. We have time, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, Jimmy. Everyone can see I'm working with a phone here. Yes, that's good. Ah, okay. So we had a discussion about the kings in the field and how it affected Atlanta. And he wrote this. I mean, he wrote it so fast, it was crazy. Uh, the king is in the field. Try it that way. Okay, now try this. The king is in the field. Now be quiet for a while. March around your house a few times. Now whisper it. The king is in the field. Pay attention to that for a moment. Here's the queen. The queen is in the field. Try that on. The king queen spectrum is in the field. Be there for a while. Sit quietly about what you want to say. When you come up to the king, what sort of greeting might you give? What do you want to talk about? Start with hello. Thank you. Shana Tova to all of you, to all of us.
Shana Tova. I want to thank you, Sander, for joining us this evening, re-entering our sanctuary. It has been a place where really I've been the only one making music for a long time. We invited our adult choir to make virtual choir videos, and now this evening to bring bring spirit to the room. The word I'm looking for is resonance.
Hmm.
That the strings resonate within the body of the guitar, but also through the whole of the sanctuary with the Aron Kodesh behind you. It's
Yes.
deeply meaningful.
Well, all the wood is an extension of this instrument. There's
Indeed.
no question about it. It's a wonderful sounding room. You know.
The passing thread through the month of Elul, Ani Ledodi Vidodi Li,
Mm-hmm.
the acronym is I often think of teenage years when I was nervous about dating and girls, and I always think of that nervous energy during Elul and anticipation and excitement. I For your final piece, just a personal note that um, Cantor Steve Scher was a friend of mine and a mentor of mine,
No, good.
and unfortunately passed away um, about a month ago. And his memory uh, continues on as we sing Dodie Lee. He had a few other compositions, but none that really rose to that level to be globally accepted into the canon. And I'm just thrilled beyond words to hear you play it.
Yes.
So a word of gratitude. Once again, thank you. What a delight, what a treat, and we are sustained by these sounds.
Yeah. You're welcome. And I'm very honored to be here. All the best to you.